Major Anderson was engaged in the profoundest thinking of his life, and he realized that everything which had worried him or delighted him during this lifetime, all his buying and building and trading and banking, that it was all trifling and waste beside what concerned him now. For the Major knew now that he had to plan how to enter an unknown country, where he was not even sure of being recognized as an ambassador.
Must be the sun. There wasn't anything here. The sun in the first place. Earth came out of the sun. And we came out of the earth. So, wherever we are,
we must have been in the sun. We go back to the earth we come out of, so the earth will go back to the sun that it came out of. And time means nothing, nothing at all. So in a little while, we'll all be back in the sun together.
たくさんの人々から祝福を受けながら、その開業式が行われたのです。総面積50万平方メートル、15万坪の敷地に総工費40億円を投じて建設された大遊園地ドリームランドは、文字通り万歳の声とともに数々の大きな夢と憧れを私たちの目の前に繰り広げるのです。大人も子供も一緒になって楽しめるドリームランド。
磯には陸上と同じように春も夏も秋もやってきます。多頭の荒れ狂うその秋、波が海水を引きかき回すようにして取り入れた豊かな酸素と明るい日差しが作り出した植物プランクトンのおかげで、ここでは動物たち
Been here for centuries. The premier work of man, perhaps, in the whole Western world. And it's without a signature. Shot. A celebration to God's glory and to the dignity of man. All that's left, most artists seem to feel these days, is man. Naked. Poor. Forked radish. There aren't any celebrations. Ours, the scientists keep telling us, is a universe which is disposable. You know, it might be just this one anonymous glory. Of all things, this rich stone forest, this epic chant, this gaiety, this grand choiring shout of affirmation, which we choose when all our cities are dust, to stand intact, to mark where we have been, to testify to what we had it in us to accomplish. Our works in stone, in paint, in print, are spared, some of them for a few decades, or a millennium or two, but everything must finally fall in war, or wear away into the ultimate and universal ash. The triumphs and the frauds, the treasures and the fakes, the fact of life. We're going to die. Be of good heart. Cry the dead artists out of the living past. Our songs will all be silenced. But what of it? Go on singing. Maybe a man's name doesn't matter all that much. Go on singing all that much. We're going to die. Here for centuries, the premier work of man, perhaps, in the whole Western world, and it's without a signature. Way into the ultimate, shot universal ash. Wear away into the ultimate celebration to God's glory and to the dignity of man. And universal ash. All that's left, most artists seem to feel these days, is man. Naked. We're going to die. Poor. Forked radish. There aren't any celebrations. We're going to die. Ours, the scientists keep telling us, is a universe which is disposable. Disposable. Celebrations. You know, it might be just this one anonymous glory. Of all things, disposable. This rich stone forest. When all our this epic chant, this gaiety, this grand choiring shout of affirmation, which we choose when all our cities are dust, to stand intact, to mark where we have been, when all our cities are dust, to testify to what we had it in us spared, some of them for a few decades or a millennium or two, but everything must finally fall in war. Or wear away into the ultimate universal ash. The triumphs and the frauds, the treasures and the fakes. The fact of life. We're going to die. Be of good heart. Cry the dead artists out of the living past. Our songs will all be silenced. But what